Doing it. What's happening, people? What's up? What's happening? Hope you're having the sickest. Oh, that didn't happen. All right. Yeah, yo. We're set up. We're good. What's up, people? What's happening? Hope you're having the sickest Wednesday of your goddamn life. Super sunny. I'm in a great fucking mood. Um, we're gonna break it down today. All right. So welcome again to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. We're gonna talk about glutes. All right. And not glutes for girls, but glutes for guys. Pause. All right. We're going to be breaking down some important things that are often overlooked by guys when it comes to glute training. Most guys neglect training glutes. I was one of them for a really, really, really long time until just around the time I actually decided to get serious with starting my prep or starting the off season for my last show that I did, where I ended up winning nationals, turning pro. But aside from that, of course, we're going to be taking on different perspectives, not only from the perspective of athletes and bodybuilders, but from the regular Joe that can benefit a lot from actually training the glutes. All right. So when you join, let me know how your day is going. Matt, what's up? What's up, dog? I see you. I see you guys over there. Marco, what's good? Debo, what's happening? Priyan, what's up? TikTok, you know what's good. It's all love. Let me know how your day is going as you join. Homie says, great video. Great channel, great content, great athlete, great motivation, dude. I fucking love you there on YouTube, man. See you, dog. I see you, man. I appreciate the support. Like, I actually see you in the comments. I see you when you do pop up every now and again. So, shout out to you, Superhuman. You know what's good, bro. Brian says, started listening to the Get Woke or Stay Broke podcast, and it's helped a lot. Yep. Shout out to Natasha Starcheski or Natasha Storm or Star, however she wants to go by today, however she's feeling. But yeah, she put me onto that. She's one of my mentors. And her starting that podcast really made me want to take this podcast even more seriously. All right. What's good? What's good? Let me know how your day is going, people. Let me know how your day is going. We're going to dive into the topic in a couple of seconds here. I just want to hear y'all are doing, and I just want to know that I don't have any sitting ducks in the corner. Again, you're more than welcome to ask questions and drop comments throughout the podcast recording. But once we are recording, and of course, I'm going to let you know when we're recording, I'm not going to be responding to any questions or comments until after I stop recording, which should only take about 10 minutes. But if I say something that hits and I say something that rings a bell, feel free to drop a comment or ask a question relating to what I'm talking about. And again, at the end of it, I am going to sit here for a good 5 to 10 minutes and break down some of the questions that you guys and girls may have. All right. So with that said, we're going to dive into the podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your host, IFBB Pro Matt Butale, coming at you with another topic. Today, we're going to talk about glutes. Glutes are for guys. But before we dive in, I want to let you know that you're welcome to join the Meathead Monsters Club, which is a free Facebook community where you get to meet other meatheads online. All right. Also, do not forget to screenshot and share this podcast to your IG story to show support. Believe me, it'll go a long way. Also, if you have any questions and you'd like to ask me directly, or if you want to tune into the live recording to see exclusive behind the scenes footage, you can search for Matt Butale on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Shout out to my YouTube. So let's plug in over there, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see some meathead content live and direct. All right. All right. Okay. It's time to dive in. Let's embrace your inner meathead. I almost said minor eat head. What the fuck is that? All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes, bro. So, glutes are for guys. Glutes are for guys. That's what I believe I'm going to title this podcast episode, because I believe and I've believed for so many years that training glutes, was something that like pretty much only bodybuilders would have to do if you were a guy, like, and you were training it pretty much just to, complete your physique. Like, there was never really, in my opinion, a dude or guys that would like sit there and like, dude, I want to get my glutes up. Like, I want to level up my glutes and all this and that, things of that sort. I only saw that amongst like the top level bodybuilders, right? But today I'm going to, of course, be relating to you guys and girls and giving you actionable value when it comes to training your glutes, not just as a bodybuilder, but like as a regular man, right? So, and this is something that I think might go over the head for a lot of these girls because they're already ahead of the program. They, if anything, they only train glutes. So we're gonna regulate that. All right. I'm gonna balance out the playing fields. Today is hump day, and I'm gonna let you bros know that you are welcome to hit the gym and train glutes. All right. So here's one thing about meatheads. Okay. And I'm just gonna break it down. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to waste time, but I'm gonna dive into it. And I'm laughing because it's funny as fuck and it's true. All right. I know for a fact that most men that aren't bodybuilders, that aren't going there to like completely develop their physique to this whole new level, they walk into the gym and they would rather be looking at a pair of glutes instead of building their own. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? That's one thing that I've always noticed. And like, I'm gonna put myself under the bus. Like, I'm a dude too. And again, bros, don't worry. I'm not going to tell your wife it's bro code. You know what I'm saying? But that's the truth. We often rather look at glutes in the gym than build our own glutes. All right. And the reason why is because most men usually like they reject the idea of training glutes and stabilizing muscles around that because of how feminine it might seem to like train them. Like it really might seem like girly to some men. And like I'll tell you for myself, it was less of like a feeling girly type of workout and more of just like a an awkward maneuver. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you ever let me know if this ever happened to you. If you've ever done like hip thrusts, if you ever done abductors or adductors, and like a random person, either a guy or a girl, doesn't matter. A random person walks by and they just like look at you. Like they're walking by, they're just passing by, but they look at you to make eye contact while your legs are open on the abductors or adductors. It's like cringe. You just want to put your hat down and like fucking just do your work anyway. That was me through the majority of prep, and I now understand why girls often come into the gym with their fucking hats like tilted down over their nose like Michael Jackson. You can't see their fucking face. It's because of all those awkward movements that they end up, making eye contact with other people while they're doing. So, shout out to the ladies for that. I stole your trick over there, but that's I'll be honest with you. That's something that I know for that's something that I know for a lot of men. It was like a deterrent. Like, first of all, it just seems like a waste of time because why am I training something that I can't see? Right, your glutes. Right, bros just want to train arms. Bros just want to train shoulders, traps, chest, back, everything you can see. But nobody really wants to train the glutes, or the guys at least, because it's like, who gives a shit about that? Like, who cares? Right. So, let me just fix this over here. All right. So Instagram is moving a little bit weird, but that's okay. You guys can watch on YouTube, or you guys can listen to this podcast once it's already aired. So again, back on topic. All right. It it's either you feel that way about it being all awkward and stuff, or you just feel like it takes too much time to like add into your routine. All right. So I feel you on that. Like leg days for me are already the longest in terms of duration that I train, right? But I found a way to actually incorporate glutes into my leg days so that I don't have to spend, we'll say, too much time focusing on them while moving forward, getting the full benefits of, developing a brolic bunda, bro. Pause. Okay. So, of course, I'm going to tell you how to do that, or at least how I do it by the end of this podcast. All right. Um, all right. So, let's break it down. All right. I get this. All right. I didn't train glutes for a while, like for years. Like for say the last 5 years that I was training, I maybe only started training glutes seriously like for 2 years. And like really bringing it home with my training and training it like every other muscle group like a year ago, right? As I started my prep for this nationals, I ended up winning, right? So, hold on. I'm just gonna fix this over here. I got a little bit of an issue on Instagram. Okay. Just fixing this up over here. Excuse me, guys and girls. All right. Should be fixed. Anyway, back on topic here. Okay. So is there a way to train glutes without wasting time? Is there a way to get the benefits of building your glutes without wasting time or spending extra time in the gym? Um, and not fucking feeling awkward, or at least being in awkward situations more times than not. There are. And I'm going to give you just a couple actionable tips, or at least movements that I would recommend. I'm not going to tell you how many reps, how many sets, of how much to do, because again, that's like case dependent. That appears to, or that will only appeal to people that have whatever going on already that they can incorporate into their program. But if you're new, I'm not going to throw numbers at you and make you feel like a failure when you can't hit them. So I'm going to recommend these few movements. All right, these are some glute stabilizer slash abductor adductor workouts that I like to hit that help me develop the glutes, right? And again, just to be 100% transparent, like the top three benefits that you're going to see when you start training glutes consistently is number one, your squat form and your ability to output higher volume on your squats is going to increase, right? That's number one. Number two, and some of you guys and girls may know this, but for those of you that don't, I'm going to explain. It's actually going to help your posture so much. Like your posture is going to like get a whole lot better because, like, think of it, up from the ground to the back of your neck. We have muscles, right? And if you're not using any muscles, or at least you're neglecting muscles in that, I'll say chain reaction of muscles, then it's like a domino effect. You can have your calves in shape, you can have your legs in shape, but your glutes and your lower back aren't in shape. And your back is in shape, and your shoulder. You have like nice posture in your shoulders, all that good stuff. But because your glutes aren't solid, or at least you neglect them, they won't be, we'll say, active enough to compensate for the amount of either strength or muscle that you're acquiring everywhere else in your physique, which is going to give you like an off balance either look and or feel to your physique. When you're walking, you're going to feel a little bit of a shift in your hips. When you sit down for a long period of time, you're going to likely be prone to like lower back pains and things of that sort. And that's simply because, think of it like a link system. Those links aren't connecting the glutes, the lower back, and they're not connecting the upper and the lower body properly. And that's going to make your posture a little bit fucked up. All right. So let's dive into some of the workouts, or at least the movements that I like to hit that I think would help you guys benefit in your posture. And again, last but not least, I want to say this too. I almost forgot it. Um it's going to help so much with your thrust power in bed, guys. Like it sounds like a joke, but it's so true. Like your ability to thrust in bed is going to increase. I mean, think of it, you're doing hip thrusters, your lower back is getting stronger. You're doing back extensions, right? So these are the workouts. Back extensions. If you have a back extension apparatus at your gym, use it. I often triple set it with dumbbell RDLs and leg press. Again, you don't have to triple set it. I just do that to save time because, again, it used to feel like a waste of time for me to train glutes. So I'd always like just try to throw it in there and sprinkle it throughout my workout so that I didn't feel like I was spending too much time doing one thing. And it didn't really elongate my the amount of time that I spent training in the gym. All right. So the second thing I want to talk about is hip thrusts. I actually don't do this one often in the gym. I pretty much only do this in bed. And the reason why is just because of the plates, like loading on the plates, taking off the plates, waiting for a Smith machine. Like that's just one extra machine that I have to do in the gym, and it kind of pisses me off because I'll have to spend a little bit more time there. So I typically don't do this one, but if I'm getting ready for a show, then I'm going to throw it in there because, again, when you're training for a show, you're training pretty differently. All right, so what do we got here? Also, barbell RDLs with progressive resistance. So adding weight as you go up, and typically decreasing the reps as you go up. That's something that I love to do after I hit a barbell squat. Again, with the same sort of philosophy, progressive resistance. Every single set, I'm putting on weight and decreasing the reps just a little bit. I'm only doing typically 4 sets, starting at 1 plate, finishing at like 4 plates. Also, this one is key, the most awkward of them all. Abductors and adductors. Again, this is going to help you so much with your squats because you're training your stabilizing muscles, the abductors and adductors. Just think of like, so you got your quads and hamstrings, and now we'll say that's the front and the back of the leg, and now the left and the right side of the leg. Those are your abductors and adductors, and they help you stabilize, stay centered throughout your reps. And of course, the more stable you are with the weight that you can control, the more weight you can increase by, and also the more contraction you can actually get from that weight or from that movement because your stabilizing muscles are in full effect and they're like active, right? They also do insert with the glutes, and that'll help you a lot with your posture and your glute strength. Okay. And this one actually is sort of off the cuff, but it relates. And it just has to do with like good form in general. You kind of always want to be using your glutes. Like even if you're doing curls, even if you're on the bench press, even if you're, you know, as weird as it sounds, doing tricep press, like glutes, the way I look at it is like it's the hinge between your upper body and your lower body. So whenever I'm doing any movement from the ground up, I make sure my toes are like digging to the ground, my heels are firmly implanted into the ground, and then I have like a solid contraction in my calves to make sure my lower body is sturdy, and that translates up through my quads, hamstrings, and glutes. And that creates like the solid base of the lower half of my body, which I can now use to, we'll say, keep myself solid and one with the bench, so that whenever I'm lifting, whenever I'm using the cables of or anything of that sort for that matter, I have the ability to isolate as much as I possibly can by reducing the amount of movement that the rest of my body would give me if I wasn't planted properly in the ground. Does that make sense? So that means, like, for example, if you're going to be on the bench press, tense up your glutes and hamstrings and calves and feet a little bit, right? Dig into the ground, feel the ground, be one with the ground and one with the bench, so that whenever you take off that barbell and you start to press, everything comes literally from the chest, because everything else is sort of busy doing its own thing, just keeping you in place, keeping you stable so that you can isolate the muscle. All right. So those are the few tips that I wanted to give to you guys and girls today. Very, very short podcast, kind of funny, but that's just, I really wanted to bring that to your attention because I know that a lot of guys do not train glutes. All right. Again, always use your glutes. It'll ultimately like aid your posture, squat strength, thrust power, bros. Like, dude, everything, right? For every lift, you can subconsciously, dude, even when I'm doing trap shrugs, to keep my body upright, my glutes have to be contracted. As I said, in my opinion, it's the hinge between the lower body and the upper body. All right. So it's not now it's time to take action. You guys and girls typically, or at least I want the guys, because the girls are like killing it with all their IG workouts. They already know what the fuck they're doing. I want the guys to take action now. All right. So if you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you today. All right. So thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, if you want to lose 25 pounds and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy, hit me up and I'll see if you are a good fit. Okay, PS, I will not be monetizing this podcast with ads because I respect your time. Also, don't forget to screenshot and share this podcast to your IG story to show support. It will go a long way. All right. Let's embrace your inner meathead together, bros. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right. Podcast is recorded. Yeah, so Instagram, my fault. I don't even know what happened there, but it started chopping up a little bit. So I know that happened, but it's all good. All right. Volume's good, Sean. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all. But you know what? I think it would be better for y'all to hit up the upload on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify, because it's going to be like consistently clear throughout there. But aside from that, you know the deal. I'll be back again tomorrow with a special guest. He's also another online fitness coach, and we're going to be talking some valuable talks. You know what I mean? Giving out that valuable info. All right. So you know what it is. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'm signing out, bro. I'm signing out. Cheers, y'all. Boom. Woo. Later, y'all.